The views, thoughts, and expressions of the show are purely satire and do not reflect the host's employer or any associated parties pertaining to the hosts. This is a joke of a show. Do not take this show serious. We are idiots.
NFA is the podcast of the day. Got a cowboy and a witch and two nerds that don't play. They're talking about things that make your mind afraid. No censor, they're here to slay. They ride through the airwaves, kicking up dust, covering topics that others might cuss. Get ready for all opinions, no fuss. Cowboy, witch, and nerds, you better trust.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the NFA podcast. I'm Ellie, your host, and today we are joined by two of my bestie boos. We got Heather and Collie. These two wonderful ladies are two individuals who I affectionately think of as my family here in Connecticut. They have adopted me and haven't let me go, no matter how hard I have tried to escape for years at this point. So yeah, they're going to be hanging out with me tonight for my segment, Ladies Night or Girls Night. Why don't you guys introduce yourself? Collie, you go first.
Me first? Oh, that makes sense because I'm the eldest. So I'm the eldest. I'm Collie. I kind of keep everyone in line. I am mother of Finley, who's been mentioned many a times on this podcast. Cutie, maybe one day he'll make an appearance. Ellie came to my wedding 4.5 years ago. And yeah, it's been a wrap ever since. So here we are.
My name's Heather. I'm actually her younger sister, but I am currently the middle daughter, if you look at the three of us. I also met Ellie 4 years ago at Nicole's wedding.
So weird.
First time we all ever met each other, and it was hate at first sight, but it's okay because we love each other now.
Yeah, it was love at first sight for us. It was hate at first sight for you.
No, Heather and I just had to suss each other out. Yes. Listen, all right. So what everybody needs to, and I'm pretty sure it's apparent just by looking at the three of us, we have two black cats and a golden retriever amongst us. So the two black cats had to do what cats do and sniff each other out to figure out if we wanted to deal with each other. And you were just like, oh, you can win.
And you were like, there's no way somebody can be this nice.
That was actually, I said verbatim to Tony after leaving your wedding. I said, those are very nice people. They're going to kill us in our sleep. There is no way these people are that nice and there's no hidden agenda. I'm calling bullshit. And I looked for the bullshit. I truly did. I sussed it everywhere. And then come to find out, after 2 years, I finally said, well, I guess they're just nice people.
There's always room at my table for most people.
Until you decide that you have a reason not to. Which, honestly, fair. If you give me a reason not to let you at my table, you ain't at my table.
I want to see you eat, just not at my table.
You
just at the kids' table.
Exactly. We talked about this with Nick on the last episode I earlier recorded, and it stands. Actually, I think you're the one that told me that.
The build your table longer, not your fences higher.
That's a good one.
One.
But we're talking specifically about the one that's, I want to see you eat, but not at my table.
Right. Oh, yeah. Like, I mean you no harm. You're good to go. You just not at my table.
Exactly.
I want to see you thrive. I want to see you full. I just don't want to be the one feeding you. That's your own table at this point.
Exactly. Well, so all that being said, now that we've introduced the ladies, we're going to do it a little bit differently for this episode. So Collie is actually going to lead us, mostly because she did all of the work. As soon as I said, hey, do you want to be on my podcast? She was just like, yo, I got a list of things we're going to talk about. So she put together a list of topics, so we're going to let her steer the direction tonight. So Collie, the floor is yours.
This is actually so fitting for this trio because I usually am in charge and I usually am planning. And I just want to go back and talk about, hold on, and there's a stick. I have the talking stick, my wand. I want to go back and talk about the bachelorette wedding and the wedding. I just want to talk about that because I feel like the boys had an opportunity to talk about their perspective, and we're way more fun. We've always been way more fun, and we are funnier. So I'd like to go back and I want to talk about your bachelorette weekend. I tried to plan it as best as I could. There were some hiccups, but we still had a great time. And we got to go to the Poconos and live our best in the middle of nowhere lives for a pretty long weekend. And it was great. and just have a great time. And I kind of ran the ship then. But your wedding, first of all, you look stunning. Stunning. Top note, it was definitely a day of boobs. Everybody's boobs were out that day, and it was a great time. It was so much fun. And I was telling you earlier, but didn't get to finish. One of the top 3 highlights of your wedding day was when we stood outside to kind of catch our breath a little bit. And this little girl was walking past us in downtown Salem, right outside the hotel. And she looked at me like she had seen a Disney princess. And I've never felt more fulfilled in my life. So it was a good time for all. And I'd say Finley interrupting both the vows and Justin's speech was probably my favorite.
Yeah, that was fun.
And you kind of ran him out. You were running like plays all night. As soon as he started talking, you were like, he's gone. He's gone.
It's funny because your organizer was like, oh, just let him do his thing. Let him run around. If he's talking, let him do his thing. And I'm like, okay, to like a certain degree. And then I'm going to have to like take him out of the room. And 2 minutes in, 3 minutes in, he's talking to all of you. He's talking to Dad. He's talking to Nicole and Justin up at the altar. And everybody's giggling, but you couldn't hear you guys. And I was like, all right, I got to take him out. And I just scooped and hustled as fast as I could down the aisle to not ruin the video that was happening. And I was like, oh my God, I got to get out of here.
So much pressure chasing around a toddler.
With heels.
In heels. In heels.
I was actually thriving when he was talking because I was like, good. Now people aren't looking at me. Yeah, the angry baby.
Yeah, it did break kind of like the friction of it, like Heather was just saying. It did. Everybody kind of like let out a giggle, and it was great. Tony did cry. There was a plan that if he didn't cry, Justin was gonna punch him when no one was looking.
I mean, I just wasn't gonna stay if he didn't cry. I was just leaving.
And it was great. We didn't have to go to plan B because plan A worked perfectly.
It worked like a charm.
It worked perfectly. But it was such a fun time, even getting ready with everybody and having the girls there, my 2 older girls, and, just having a good time. Although I look back and Juliana had this really great idea to make this like witchy charm spell love thing. And it was amazing. And she put her speech in there and she was like, but I'm missing stuff. And we're literally in downtown Salem. Like, we have to go and like find stuff. So we went, and I look back now, though, do you know, I did not wear a bra, and I'm not small. The entire time I was trotting around downtown Salem, and it wasn't until I got back that I was like,
She had no bra on, wearing a silk bonnet with like no makeup on her face, as if she was here and home going to Walmart, okay? Walking around downtown Salem.
Listen, for those who don't know at home, which are a lot of you, I don't wear makeup, like ever. So it was not anything new for me. But the passersby in Salem, for sure, it was different for them. We'll give them that.
Tony's favorite picture of you ever is the picture from you in my wedding with the bonnet. He's like, this is just my contact picture for her now because it is the most mom version of bully I've ever seen in my life.
And the face I was making.
You were just like,
I made that face a lot all day.
Someone was going to get.
Oh, it was good. No, but it was a good time. And they're really, aside from people being a little late because Salem traffic was just beyond our control at that point, really no hiccups. And it was a great time. And, the good vibes were going, the boobs were going. It was great. Like, all around, 10 out of 10 would definitely go again.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, between that and then the whole, like, bachelorette weekend, like, honestly, the bachelorette weekend, how you planned it was perfect. For those of you who don't know, because I don't think I've actually talked about it yet on the show. So Collie and Heather, they put their noggins together and they planned out this super cool bachelorette weekend for me. Because all I told them was that I just wanted a fat weekend out in the middle of nowhere with my girls. And I just didn't want to people that much. I didn't want to be hungover. I wasn't trying to like go do crazy clubbing or anything like that. And then I'd left strippers as optional because you never know. So anywho, They ended up getting us this wicked nice Airbnb in the middle of the Poconos in Pennsylvania. And we quite literally just hung out in the woods all weekend. We hiked all these beautiful trails with these waterfalls. We almost died during that just because we were not prepared for the amount of stairs that were involved. That shit was wild. They didn't like, there should have been more signage about that, I feel.
Yeah. They were like experienced hikers. I'm like, well, that is like that's like subjective.
I can
What do you say?
An experienced hiker, and I was dying.
I felt like if I could have hiked the mountain that we hiked when we went to New Hampshire, I could have done that. I was very wrong. I was very, very wrong.
I wouldn't say everything, but the having to go back up the staircases was like fine. I bet you if we weren't on stairs and we were on just like a slightly less, just straight up, like kind of like, yeah, exactly. Like it probably wouldn't have been as bad, but
we were hiking out of these caverns that they thankfully had dug so you can get in to see these really cool waterfalls. Yeah. And then they had these stairs, which were just fancy ladders that you basically had to just like scurry up. Two of us had fainting conditions. So I thought this one was going to die when we were coming back up. I was genuinely concerned I was going to have to carry someone, but no one died.
There was a moment where I didn't think I was going to make it. And I was like, I'm either going to throw up or pass out. Either way, I'm getting out of this cavern. But it's going to be ugly. But we did it. And I've never ran to get like a Gatorade so fast in my life. I was like, I need all the hydration.
I was like, fill me up.
I think the other thing that I loved about the falls too is it was the bride's fall and it was the bridesmaids fall. And I was like, who knew this is where we would end up?
It was perfect.
It was.
The whole weekend, it was just perfect. We did a little flea market shopping too. That was a lot of fun. There was so many pickles. A whole bunch.
I finally got pork roll, which Jersey girl and living in Pennsylvania for a hot minute, pork roll is life. And for those who don't know, it's like a salami ham thing. It's the best way I can describe it. It's delicious. And if you're ever in New Jersey or in Pennsylvania, go ahead and get yourself some pork roll, also called Taylor ham. You won't be disappointed.
I don't like it.
It was delicious. And I will die on that hill. It's not for everyone, but it's for me.
It's like Canadian bacon. That's all it is.
I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's not much of a difference there. It's just slapped with a different name.
I'm just saying.
Maybe it's different parts of the pig. You never know.
Maybe it's subjective. We don't know. It's delicious. Delicious. So I also kind of wanted to go into, because we talk a lot about like the full moon and the new moon and like all that stuff and like birth charts. That's been something that we've been talking about a lot. And I wanted to go over each other's birth charts. Nothing crazy, just like, you know, the sun, moon, and rising and stuff like that, because I find them to be very accurate. So I just want to go over them, and we'll do yours first. We'll do Ellie's first, because if you just found out that it's not what you thought it was.
Yo, I'm so mad. Do you know how much I clung to that whole Aries, Cancer, Aries thing? I thought I was just a little Cancer sandwiched in Aries turmoil. No. My life is a lie. I was not, in fact, born at 6 a.m. like my demon mother told me I was. I was born at 2:22, which, in fact, is an angel number, which is great. However, it changes my rising sign to a freaking Capricorn. So now I'm an Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, and I hate it.
An Aries, Cancer, Capricorn. So that means you are just full of spice, emotion, and then like some stubbornness going on there.
It mostly just spice, emotion, and stubbornness, and then throw in the fact that I'm just like traumatized.
So you're just a ball of energy, for better or for worse. And I love that for you.
I be matching vibes. So how we acting today?
So now we're going to have to dive deeper into like that Capricorn piece. Right.
Here, all my research needs to be thrown out the window.
All out the window. All out the window.
Start from scratch.
And then Heather, I believe you are a Libra, Sagittarius. You're double. Doubling down.
Which, for those of you who don't know astrology all that super great, technically, if you go based off of astrology, Heather and I should not get along because Aries and Sagittarius are polar opposites.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. And it's why me and my mother don't get along.
Right, but she's
I
Libra
think.
first.
But I'm
Yeah,
Libra
true.
first.
I think that balances her out.
I would agree. I would definitely agree. That's why we had to figure each other out when we first met, because we were like, there's something I like, but then there's something that's off somewhere. And I can figure it out. So you guys are mirroring each other. That's the problem. That's what happens when your enemy is you. It's you. Anybody you have a problem with is because they act the same way you do. They're as stubborn as you are, or what have you. Like, you are the same exact person. That's why you and your mother don't get along. Y'all argue the same exact way.
Yes, we are the same person. But what I find funny is my mirror sign is a Leo, and that is Zaga.
Yes.
That is Zaga. And I find that very interesting that he is my mirror sign.
It's not, though, because it makes total sense. You're both so golden retriever-y. You're just more analytical, whereas he's just full of himself.
Well, we love that for our Leos. We really do. I am Aquarius, Aries, Libra. So I am just a
You're just a
tornado of like all the things right now.
And that's how you get along with both of us. You're like in the middle. Like you can change the way you're thinking or speaking to either one of us depending on who it is.
Exactly.
And I think that also just adds to the whole big sister thing, because you are literally all three of our main signs.
I am. And I married an Aquarius, for better or for worse. For better or for worse. That's two Aquarius is just trying to figure it out.
If you go over their house, just be prepared to be called out on your shit so fucking fast.
And her husband, most of the time, isn't very nice about it. Like, he makes it a joke, but the joke hurts. Everybody laughs but you.
It's like a dry joke. It's so honest, and it makes you think, and you're like, wow, I didn't need to be called out in such a manner.
It's like when you're doom scrolling on, well, when you used to doom scroll on TikTok.
So much doom scroll.
And then you're just like, you finally find the video and it just calls you out. You're just like, well, that was rude.
Well, that was unnecessary. And then Heather's husband and I are literally the same because we share the same exact birthday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why your emotional state is a wreck 90% of the time. Your poor empathic self is just trying to deal with every
single time emotion all the time. All of us. All the time. And I got to keep everybody in line. I am not the oldest, Justin is.
But you're the oldest female.
But I'm the oldest female.
That's why y'all are mom and dad.
Listen, and mom and dad are tired. Why are we always in charge of everything?
Because you're mom and dad.
Yeah, I don't understand where your confusion is.
You're the adultier adult in the group. The adultier adult. So when you guys are looking for an adultier adult, yeah, it's us.
I don't know. Sometimes I go to your mom.
That's my You know it's real serious when we go, that seems like a Dee Dee question, and I can't answer that for you. I'm looping her in. If we loop in Dee Dee, it's a wrap.
Because the best part is Dee Dee is, in fact, the matriarch of our little family. And she's also HR. She is also HR. So we just got
works out. If Coley don't have the answer, mom got the up in management at that point.
I want to speak to your supervisor. I want to speak to your supervisor. Your answer is not appropriate for what I am dealing with.
There's a chain of command, ladies. It has to be followed.
I'm so glad no one starts with me. Thank God.
And you better show up with your documentation or else Dee Dee will have you.
Okay, but if you didn't document it, it didn't happen.
Correct.
It didn't happen. That's honestly one of my new favorite things to say since like entering the HR world a little bit is, but did you document it? And it's like carryover from when I was in mental health and addiction. Did you document it? No, it didn't happen then. Never existed. Doesn't exist.
What fuckery is this?
Yes. Yep.
I don't like that.
Yep. That's going to be my new, did you document it? It's going to be my new favorite quote.
I'm going to fucking go to her for some advice. I'll be fighting with Zaga and she's going to be like, did you document this? I'm going to be like, yeah, bitch, 6 months ago when it first started. See, it's in my journal. I even talked to Olivia about it.
Olivia, PowerPoint, just wait. I got to send it to you.
I make my therapist PowerPoints. So that way when she goes through them, my thoughts are correlated and make sense.
I love that. That is the perfect way. I would go to therapy if I could just present PowerPoint. This is how my week went. Slide 1. She thinks that day.
She thinks it's great because she says it helps to kind of see where my head's at. Granted, I go once a month, so when I go see her, I try to keep it to like 5 slides. So 1 slide per week.
I was going to say per week.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like a bonus slide if something really fun happened and you're like, hey, look at me. I did this thing.
Or, you know, the coping skill? Yep. Yeah, the coping skill you taught me to use? I used it in real life. It's great. It's great. No, but some of you need to go to therapy and you're not.
Yo, I've been saying this. Zaga needs
Everybody
to go to
needs to
therapy.
be in therapy.
I want to talk to the therapist that told Zaga he didn't need therapy so I can wring his fucking neck.
I'm just saying.
Because how dare he? First of all, how dare you tell a Leo they don't need therapy? Who do you think you are?
They all need therapy.
Every single one of them. I don't care if I hurt your feelings. You need to go to therapy.
Everybody should be in therapy, at least for a little while. Work it out, fix your shit, and move on. And it's okay. Maybe if we all go into therapy, it won't be so bad. But then our therapists are going to need therapy.
So I'm actually in a therapist group. I don't know how I got added to this. It's a bunch of actual therapists talking about how much they hate their clients. I think I accidentally wound up in this group. And it's eye-opening, to say the least.
I don't know if that breaks HIPAA or not, but I'd love to be a part of that group.
As long as there's no names, addresses, personal information, you're not breaking HIPAA because technically it's all hypothetical.
And they all post anonymously, so you have no idea who the therapist is that's posting this information.
So what I'm hearing is they're allowed to talk shit about us anonymously, but we're not allowed to talk shit about them.
Oh, no, I'm a talk shit.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Wait
give
a
a shit.
minute.
I will say it with my whole chest.
Fair is fair. It's the Aquarius in me. Justice and truth. I can't.
But yeah, no, it's wild. They just be posting the most nonsense shit. They're like, so I had a client come in today and I wanted to shake the shit out of her because I've told her 15 million times in every way I can tell her without telling her that she just needs to break up with her husband and all her problems would be solved. And I'm like, so tell her?
Actually, I really love this.
Like that?
I really love this. Do you know this is like getting the tea? Right? Because I hate when people post on like social media and they're like going through it, but I'll prevail or whatever dumb comment it is. But they don't tell you what it is they're going through. And you're like, just give me the tea. I'm not going to judge. Just tell me what's going on. Because now I'm invested.
Yes.
Or couples that have joint accounts. We know.
One of you cheated.
One of you cheated. Just
Post the details so I can make up my mind to know whose side I'm on.
that's all I'm saying. Or it's been crazy with all the ups and downs. We know what the downs are. Just say it out loud. Don't leave me hanging. Give me the tea. I'm so nosy. That's why. I can't. Don't leave me hanging. I need to know.
And that's the whole thing, though. But like, we truly are. We listen and we don't judge. Because I just want to know.
Oh, first of all,
Are
if
we-
any one of us say we ain't judging, we lying.
Yeah, but
Okay,
I'm not
like,
judging outwardly.
I'm judging kindly. Like, I'm going to tell you what I'm judging you about. But I'm going to let you finish your story first.
yeah, but some of these, you know, we don't judges between couples get crazy. And I was like, I would never want any of that on the internet.
Oh my! I've seen some of them, and they're getting wild.
And they're petty.
Yeah.
Like, which ones? Well, that's an example.
I don't like, I'm not gonna be able to think of an example now because you put me on the spot. But like,
I saw a couple of them where they were like, "Oh, I slept with your boyfriend."
What?
And I'm like, "Excuse me?"
yeah.
Oh, I'm judging. I'm judging.
Those ones I'm judging hard. I'm judging your caliber of friendship.
All right. Exactly. No. We judging to your face.
Facts.
Love it. All right. So what do you do now for work? What would you want to do if like you could wake up tomorrow and be doing anything? And why is it homesteading? Why is it having all the animals? And why is it befriending a murder of crows?
Eleanor, please take it away.
Bruh.
We listen and we don't judge.
It's also what I did for the military for many years, which is why I want to be homesteading. And I want to be homesteading literally anywhere else, literally just in the woods, preferably on an island with just the people in this house currently. Well, and your kids and husband
And Dee Dee.
and Dee Dee.
It's all a package deal. It's all or nothing.
I've been trying to get these bitches to build a compound with me. I literally sat down with their mother and we started looking at land to start building compounds on. And I don't think any of them are going to severely take me seriously until I just show up with a deed to something.
Wait a minute. You actually sat down with the matriarch and like worked it out?
Yeah, we looked at different plots. They looked at like
There was
it was like 10 acres or something, and it was 4 buildable plots or something. Yeah.
So I see all these really cute videos of like kids going between like family houses on like these compounds.
Yes.
And it's like watching my 2-year-old go across the way to grandma's house and they're just trotting along like Little Red Riding Hood through the woods. And I'm like, that's so funny. And I would love to just be able to shoo my kids out. I don't know, pick a house, any house, just get out of mine.
like, how easy would that be?
Go.
Like, at this point, I mean, granted, 2 of us already live in one town. So you literally, once the girls start to get old enough, you can just do a drive-by and dump them in the middle of Enfield and we'll just meet in the middle and grab one.
Well, the middle child has already said she wants to live specifically at Heather's house, specifically for her bay window.
Yes.
Specifically.
Heather has a beautiful big bay window,
Mhm.
and Collie's middle child, who is, in fact, the blackest black cat of black cats,
Mm-hmm.
likes to lay in it.
Yeah. Just she done and we love it for her. Yeah, so I was able to be home with Finn for a year after he was born, and it was great. I did not appreciate it when I was home as much as I do now that I'm not, especially with this like -3 weather. And I'm like, I didn't have to leave the house last year during this. What was cold weather? I just didn't go anywhere. But yeah, no, I enjoy what I do. I can't say that I'm at the point that you're at. I do enjoy it. But if like I could have all the animals and like befriend a murder of crows to do my bidding, but actually have the time to invest to do it so they don't then turn around and get mad at me, I'd be there. Heartbeat, not a problem. I'm not saying if I won the lottery, I would tell anyone, but there would be signs and I would not be found.
To be fair, it's not that hard to get crows on your side. You literally just need to give them shiny things and good snacks.
Yeah, but you have to be consistent. And I right now with a toddler, I can't be because I get distracted.
And this is why we can't have altars to our gods, because we can't be consistent enough to give them the proper offerings. Otherwise, they're going to smite us.
Exactly. And I don't want that smoke. I don't want that smoke.
Not from the original gods.
Nope.
Sorry, it's not you. It's me.
It's me. I apologize. I should have known better. What about you, Heather?
Wait, first of all, you will be sacrificed to the elders. Ellie didn't finish her statement of what she would rather be doing.
Oh, yeah. No, I would rather just be homesteading. Like, and honestly, okay, actually, I can't say that because I'm the type of person, I'm not a workaholic. I'm just a busybody. Meaning if I don't have things to keep me occupied and keep me doing, I'm just going to sit in my head and I'm going to make up fake scenarios of things that haven't happened yet or ever will. That's
called a spiral.
Yeah, so I just sit around and I spiral, which is what happened when I was unemployed for 6 months, and it was not a good time for anyone.
Can confirm.
So that's not true. You visited me a lot.
Yeah, because I was going to spiral if I didn't.
There was a reason. Can't confirm. Don't confirm.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I feel like if I could have like any job right now, it would just be, I don't know, dog walking or hanging out with dogs.
I was going to say, I could see you like on the homestead having all the dogs.
Just all of them. I still really want to just open up like a dog boarding facility or even just a doggy daycare.
I feel like you and Justin would argue about how to train the dogs, though.
First of all,
Justin going to be undoing all the training Ellie has ever done.
Yes. Which y'all ain't done before.
What y'all don't know is I left my dogs with this guy for a weekend.
A weekend. Not a week. A weekend.
I'm receiving pictures of him hand feeding my pit bulls.
She wouldn't
Just
eat.
Straight out of his hand, just hand feeding my little asshole pit bull. Then, come to find out, I'm trying to get these little dickheads to sit when I get home because I was trying to give them a treat and be a nice mom, but nobody's listening to mom, so obviously nobody's getting a treat. Come to find out, Justin taught them how to sit using his hand signals instead of using the ones that I use. So it was a really inconvenient thing for me to have to teach my older dogs how to resit after I had them trained. And honestly, I think Justin just had better snacks.
French fries.
Yeah, that's probably right. Oh, lots of French fries for Rosie, always. He was also trying to get them to say please because Bella, my dog, says please. And he was trying to get them to say please, and the hand signals were just going for all the things.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, whatever Uncle Justin says, he has food in his hand. Sure. And we kind of undid it. But yeah, no, she wasn't eating. And that's not going to fly in my house. The dogs need to eat. So there was some hand feeding.
She was being dramatic.
She was on a hunger strike.
Yeah. She gets like that when I leave. She's a big ass.
Mm-hmm. And Uncle Justin said, "You're going to eat." And did she eat?
She did.
She did.
Mm-hmm. And then we put her in a little tiny zip-up jacket. Like a Letterman black and pink zip-up jacket. And it was adorable.
I'm pretty sure it was like a toddler zip-up jacket.
It was an actually baby Ellie and Alana's like jacket that they wore that we've held on to. And I was like, I don't have anything small enough that's like snug enough to like make her feel better. And we ended up putting her in that with some blankets in Bella's crate. And she was like, "This is good. I can stay here."
Because Rosie's a rescue and she gets anxiety sometimes.
And sometimes she doesn't leave my house.
That is true. I tried to take them home one time after they dog sat, and Rosie didn't want to leave. And honestly, that's why Justin and Collie get my dogs in my will should anything happen to me, because Rosie would be pissed if otherwise.
True. She was so funny that day. She was like, "I'm not leaving. Just come back tomorrow."
What are you talking about?
Naga was like, "Let's go." And she was like, "No, I'm all set. Mom can come get me tomorrow. Like, I'm having a sleepover. I'm happy."
I think that's what it was, because she knew I wasn't home.
Yep. She was like, "Leave me right here. I'm good. Me and Bella can share food. We're fine."
Because they have the same allergies.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect. It works out. What about you, Heather? What would you rather be doing?
Unfortunately, currently, I am an accounting specialist, so I just look at numbers all day. I would love to have a cat sanctuary because I am the typical crazy cat lady. As my little one, as you saw him in the bottom corner there, that is the newest one. Icicle is 1.5 years. But yeah, I would probably take all the old kitties and have like the golden year sanctuary so old cats don't have to die in shelters.
Oh my God.
Kittens always get adopted. Like all the babies get adopted.
You can call it like golden cats, like golden girls.
Right.
But like golden kitties, golden cats, golden felines.
Hear me out.
Okay.
You open up a cat cafe. Then it pays for itself.
Right. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah. Because to have a sanctuary is like mad expensive. So you have to find something to have like
a
some sort of
store / cafe, come hang out and, have a cat on your lap while you're reading your favorite book.
Just make sure you close the doors.
Just make sure you close the doors. I don't understand why we can't do that. I have the personnel experience.
I mean, it would.
You can run numbers and you can be out there being like, "So this is a Persian and Persians and blah, blah, blah." And you can be like giving people like.
I feel like it would be more so she's just supervising to make sure that people don't bother the old cats that just want to be left alone.
Or live with them.
It's good where you go like, "This is Greg."
His owner is first you think of for a cat.
No, my cat's name is Morgan Ann.
Oh, well, okay. Everybody have that a nickname. He will have one. I just haven't gotten there yet.
His name is Little Man, Big Man, Nugget, and Iceman.
Iceman.
I call him Mr. Man.
Mr. Mans. I love it.
Or I call him Mr. Beans because he's polydactyl, so he's got thumbs.
Yo, he got the biggest paws I've ever seen on a cat. And I've seen quite a few cats, but he's got like double thumbs on one hand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like doubly large. He looks like he could fit his whole hand over my face.
Mm-hmm.
It really gives a new meaning to the term murder mittens because they look like legit mittens.
Yeah, because they have an actual claw in the middle of all of those extra toes.
See? It makes me uncomfortable.
I love it. I love his thumbs.
I like his cross eyes.
I do love his.
We promise at some point before we're done, we'll make sure he makes an appearance because he's pretty freaking cute. And I feel like he needs to be seen to the world.
He does great.
For sure. So So I guess we'll just kind of jump into it. So going back to those days, and I know you're having them more frequently than most. And I know we talk about kind of your job and the stressors there, and me, and, you know, we have it. So what is that song that when you're like, I always think of like the Elmo video, like on TikTok, where like it's zooming in and like Elmo's getting ready to like melt down. What is your song when you're like getting ready to melt down and just absolutely lose your shit? What is that song?
So mine's definitely situational, but top like 2 is Riot by 3 Days Grace, and then God damn it,
Limp Bizkit. Break stuff.
Yeah,
Break
break
stuff.
stuff. That one.
Ugh.
Those are my.
One of those days. This is one of those days.
And I think it's just because he just says fuck a lot.
That there's something really therapeutic about it. Mm-hmm. I love it. No, I can see that. Depending on like the situation, right? You're either gonna start a riot, right? Or you're just like bat in hand, ready to like fuck shit up.
And I really think that speaks to my Aries.
It really does.
They know you're a spicy Capricorn bullshit.
I love that. Heather?
Okay, so I would agree with Ellie. I think it depends on, are we talking like full rage? Like I'm want to punch something, then I'm going to go Limp Bizkit break stuff. If we're talking about we're just having an off day, we're not good, we're like angry with the world, but we're not like enraged, I'm going to go with A Little Bit Off by Five Finger Death Punch.
Oh,
Yeah,
just a little bit off today.
Always
a classic.
Mm-hmm.
Always a classic.
And honestly, Five Finger Death Punch, underrated.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Oh,
I have a bunch of metalhead friends. You know who you are. You would make fun of me so hard for saying this. I don't give a shit. Same with Nickelback. I'll say it from the top of my lungs. Nickelback.
Everybody
all
likes
of them.
Nickelback, but nobody wants to say it out loud.
Everybody knows every lyric. Same with Creed.
True.
Everybody knows every Creed song. Everybody knows every Daughtry song. The only
Daughtry, I forgot about him.
Yeah, he's a delight. I forgot about him. The only like bad musician, quote unquote, that I'll say that I stand on is actually not great is Journey.
Wow.
And it's not because they're not good. It's just because I'm so fucking over white people being obsessed with Journey.
Wow. That is a bold statement to make on the internet, Eleanor.
I said what I said.
What I would agree. I do wheel it out.
And he don't judge. I think they are overplayed. I think there's a lot of different versions, and Journey themselves just can't seem to let a good thing go.
Just let it die.
Let it die, and let the legacy you created live on. Your songs aren't going to go anywhere. We're going to continue listening to them
At every wedding. I promise.
and every
We're all living on a prayer.
Always. I'm living on a prayer constantly.
All going to be living on a prayer.
We're halfway there. Where? I don't know.
We're somewhere. Living on a prayer. Whoa. I have to say, going off of what you ladies were saying, and so we were talking about this before, I think I don't come off as the metalhead type or the one to be listening to gangster rap, but it's how I thrive. And when I want to fight someone, like when I'm like sleeves up, ready, like I'm about to lose my mind, it's Trick Daddy's Let's Go. But when I'm like driving in the car after a bad day, and there's that one person on the road, and I feel it, and I feel the rage coming on, it's Korn's Coming Undone.
Yeah.
And it will always be Korn's Coming Undone.
And that's a solid choice. I can't even knock that. Like,
correct.
I hear it in my head right now, and it's making me happy.
Yep.
And I kind of want to go to a break room and
Yep.
just smash
And
things.
just go. And how expensive those are?
Are they?
Wicked expensive. We can create one in the backyard. We don't need to go somewhere special.
Got electronics. They're old, and we can get rid of it.
No mirrors, though. I'm not breaking any mirrors.
Oh, no.
No mirrors. And I will say, as like a little add-on, we talked about this before, the beginning intro of Man in the Box by Alice in Chains.
Yes.
Just not the whole song, the beginning. I'm like, yeah, I could fight somebody while this is playing.
And honorable mention, like Heather had mentioned earlier, is Dragula.
Oh, but we did. Some of you have never
burned through the witches and dug through the ditches, and it shows. it shows.
Mm-hmm. Some of you were not raised on dad rock, and I'm really sorry for you.
Do you want to know the best part about this? They said the verse wrong.
Yeah. She said it backwards. I did.
Listen and
No.
judge, apparently.
Oh no, we're done.
No, because that's one of my
Out here talking about how we know this song. This is one of our songs.
Yeah, I don't
know it right.
that I fucked that one up. That's one of my favorite songs too.
I could tell you've never dug through the ditches and burned through the witches.
There it is.
And it shows.
Special shout out to Lisa, who I know is going to hear this and be like, she knows better. I don't know why she did that.
Mhm.
Yeah, she gonna snap me.
That's it. I'm going to get mom so hard at him. Yep. I'm going to get mom so hard later. But into that, though, guilty pleasure songs.
Anything but the Pussycat Dolls.
Really?
Any single one.
All of them?
Every single one. I know all the lyrics.
Ooh, I did not count you as a Pussycat Dolls.
Mostly because I want to fuck most of them.
I was just about to say,
Well,
fair about the voice. It's about the visuals.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They all have very pretty voices. I do really like their just in general.
I'm going to say this and I'm going to hurt your feelings and I'm going to hold your hand while I say it. I don't think Nicole Scherzinger is all that.
I mean, you can have
I
your
don't. And I'm going to say it. Mine, surprisingly, is anything by Prince. Little Red Corvette.
A guilty pleasure is something you're
Now embarrassed about.
I feel like Prince isn't a guilty pleasure. He's literally the king of hip hop.
All right, it would be a guilty pleasure if you were like some redneck from like some deep south, and they're like, "Why you listen to that, man?"
Well, okay, so if that's the way we're okay, then it's definitely Britney Spears. I know all her songs, and I will jam out to Britney Spears very loudly, and I will get into some Britney. Her song "Toxic" for sure.
100%.
Lucky, yes.
Did you hear the Halsey Lucky song that she came out with?
She fucking killed that
Okay,
song.
see, when I think of a lady crush, it's Halsey.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%.
Hands
100%.
It's Ruby Rose.
Okay, well, no, she's, first of all right, you are, okay, ma'am, you are the literally only straight person at this table.
Sure. I'm just saying, it wouldn't be her. So that says a lot, though, that the straight lady would say no. I'm just saying.
No, because you're attracted to masculinity, which is why you think Ruby Rose is so attractive because she's and I'm not knocking that. Ruby Rose is 100% number one in my spank bank. However, the comma, that's why you're attracted to her. Because she is the most masculine out of all of the women we mentioned.
It could be.
Although, not gonna lie, Scarlett Johansson.
Love me some ScarJo.
ScarJo. Interesting. I'm still stuck on the Pussycat Dolls. I didn't see that coming. Heather? Can you
recently, because when TikTok came back, my algorithm was all messed up. And I've recently just gotten more like EDM stuff.
Oh.
But because I'm always looking at parent-child videos, because of this one,
I mess up everyone's algorithm and I don't care.
baby nursery rhyme EDM music.
Really?
Wheels on the bus go very well. And it's like full rave. Like the dude looks like it's crazy, but it's all for babies, like kids.
I am going to need you to stop playing Finley, Miss Rachel, and only dropping the beat.
First of all, Finley doesn't even like Miss Rachel. Okay.
God.
It's not. He is into Bluey. We are a Bluey household, okay? All day, every day, Bluey. Although I will say at one point there was the Trolls. He's super into music, loves music. His favorite song is A Day to Remember, The Downfall of Us All. You've all seen it. He jams.
He does.
He does.
And eyes do be getting a different kind of lit up when any Wu-Tang song comes on.
Wu-Tang is for the kids. It's for the
To be
kids.
fair, the first nursery book you bought for him was the history of rap.
It's called Culture. Okay? He's gonna learn.
And I'm not knocking it. It's
He's gonna learn. Do you know there's like a whole
it's
theory?
really appropriate too, which I appreciate.
It
Like
really is.
it was actually like, no, there's not a single white person in here except for the one white boy.
No, Eminem's not listed in there.
Oh,
he was not listed in there. And
Isn't he in the cover art?
No, he's not. We have not. So whoever wrote the book, if for whatever reason you're listening to this podcast, there's one rapper in this book who is not named. He just exists. And I don't know who he is. I've made assumptions.
Is it Biggie?
It's not, because Biggie's in there and Biggie's listed.
And Tupac.
Like, it literally talks about, like, the Tupac Biggie war. Like, it's in there.
Oh, so it's history.
It's history. And they have
Maybe
going, like,
the guy who shot Tupac.
no,
That was apparently Diddy.
allegedly. Diddy did everything. Diddy the diddler. Bruh. But they have other versions where it's like the history of rock and history of pop and like all this other stuff. There's like a whole series.
I feel like we need to get the
Mhm.
collection.
There's a whole series, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
great.
beautiful.
And I recommend it to everyone. It's great reading for the children.
It's for the children.
It is. It's the first book I bought him.
Also, white people, you should probably get the hip hop one. Educate yourself.
I love it. It's actually one of the favorite books he likes to play with, and because he's like read it again, he's not even 2, so reading looks different. But he's just so much that it's like falling apart now. They have to either tape it or replace it. We're not completely sure.
It's well loved.
It's a good book.
Yeah, you need to start playing him baby house rave EDM music.
All right.
100%.
Say your ass. Once Heather and I stop harping out kids, there ain't gonna be no Bluey. There ain't gonna be no Miss Rachel. It's gonna be dropping the beat only.
Well, you both will be getting the little DJ set. I don't know if you've seen her on TikTok, DJ Pampers.
I kind of want one for
Obsessed.
myself.
I will be giving one to each of your children that way, and we can drop the beat. Finn's a little too big for it now, I think, but it's awesome, and it lights up and everything.
You act like he won't use it.
He probably will. He'll be down here dropping the beat at everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And he does just a little dance. He is just so into music, and I love that because so am I.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan of country music though. Not his jam.
Can't say I blame him.
He hasn't been heartbroken enough yet.
Not yet. The trauma hasn't kicked in yet.
He also isn't like a 21-year-old on spring break or summer break.
Listening to Luke Bryan.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friggin' Keystone.
No, PBR.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I know PBRs get expensive.
Really? Is it making a comeback?
Something like that.
Ugh.
Yeah. Well, after all the Bud Light fiasco, what else were you going to drink?
I will say though, the one thing I do miss is like when they used to do like the country concert ticket, like the mega ticket, and you could go to like all 6 concerts at,
Don't even get me.
I don't know, it's Xfinity. I don't know, it's had so many different names, Meadows, and it was like $100 and you got into all the concerts on the lawn, and the lawn was the place to be, not the seats. Lawn only.
Only people who could never afford VIP say that.
That's why it was such a good time. The poor folk were together, and it was a great time. And I missed the mega ticket. You could get to see so many shows and do all of it, and it was relatively inexpensive. Even for back in the day.
I do miss the mega tickets and just being able to go to concerts in general. Like, we were trying to go see Stevie Nicks, and for like shitty nosebleed seats, it was like $250. And I'm sorry, I draw the line.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna waste my breath climbing stairs so I can get to a seat where I can barely see the little old lady on screen trying to sing her heart out because we follow her like a cult.
Correct.
Just so I can not hear anything. Like, I'm sorry, Stevie, I love you, but you have enough money. Lower your prices.
Honestly, it's rude. And at this point, I think she just needs to start a cult in the woods, and then we could just go there.
I take all my money then.
I'd give her all my money at
Every
that point. Every penny.
Mhm.
Every penny.
It's funny because you guys enjoy that, and I'm just like, I'm very particular at what concerts I go to.
Like,
It's
what's
a lot of
effort?
effort to go to concerts. Like, it's very just, it's a lot of money. There's people. Okay, we don't like people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just expensive as shit all the way around. So, like, I have to really, really want to go see this person. And even then, all the concerts I went to, I ended up drinking the freaking King hand, and I can't remember half the concert anyways.
I mean, that's fair.
All boys.
I feel like now I would be able to go to a concert and enjoy it for what it is. But in my 20s, I was blowing money on concert tickets, but I wasn't actually enjoying the show.
It was just like more of an experience, I think, at that point.
I could have saved a lot of money having that experience at like the local bar
I mean, that's fair.
with a jukebox.
I will say, though, if a Day to Remember makes their way back up here, I'm going.
I saw
I'm
them
going. 'Cause
when
last
they-
time I saw them was at was it the Blues? Not the
House of Blues in
House of
Boston?
Blues in Boston many, many years ago.
Wait,
And then,
how many years ago?
like a lot.
Okay, but like
15 plus.
15 plus years
okay.
ago.
Because I was gonna
I saw
say,
them.
if it was circa 2017,
Nope.
that was the last one I went to, and that's where they were.
Yeah, so they play there a lot. And I've said if they come back in the area, I'm going.
That was the first concert I crowd surfed in.
Nice. Really? My first crowd surfing was 13 at Warped Tour. Back when you can let your 13-year-olds go like all day at a huge concert like that and like not worry for their safety. Totally different time.
Wouldn't know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Those of us who weren't homeschooled, we were just thrown out and whatever happened, happened.
Sure.
There was no cell phones. There was no nothing. You literally were dropped off by a parent and they were
Sounds
like,
delightful.
see you in 12 hours. And you were like, cool. And then, head count when we all got back.
See, that sounds.
I dropped 6. I pick up 6. It was a time. It was wild.
The sun was up. You were outside. Don't come back till the streetlights come on.
Mm-hmm. Back in the day, our mom had walkie-talkies because that's how before cell phones this was. And if you went out of range of that walkie-talkie, at the moment she was trying to like get a hold of you, butt whooping when you got home.
Mm-hmm.
I
Butt
mean, fair.
whooping.
It shouldn't be far away.
Correct. There was no Life 360.
I mean, to be fair, all your friends lived close too, so it wasn't like you really had to go that far.
Yeah, we were always getting in trouble. We were always places we shouldn't have been, regardless of how close we lived.
I feel like we, as a lot of people in this scenario, when your mom be talking about you two getting in trouble, it's always you I hear about.
Yeah, I was guilty by association because it was, well, you're not going to have fun if your little sister goes with you, so you take her. And me and Ella were like, okay, let's go.
Lies. Heather got to do so many things because I would get in trouble and she'd just tag along. Her mom was like, you have to take your sister. I'm like, okay, let's go. Was it annoying to carry your younger sister around? Sure. But I got to go back out. So it was a win-win.
Fair enough.
Win-win. And speaking of Ellie growing up in a cult and very sheltered, do you have any other movies that you haven't seen that you would like to add to your list of movies that you haven't seen?
No, but I think we can cross one off because I just watched the Spotless Mind one with Jim Carrey.
Spotless Mind?
Yeah, the one where he is erasing the memory of his ex-girlfriend because she erased him first.
So that one I don't have on your list. And yes, for the viewers out there, I've been keeping a list of all the movies.
Oh, yeah,
Cross
not-
them off. So you have not seen Coyote Ugly, classic. All of us wanted to dance on bars. All of us. Cry Baby with Johnny Depp.
I don't know.
My Girl, which...
Also, I would just like to preface this list that she has put together. So the list of movies I haven't seen is huge. However, this list of movies that she has put together, most of them I have never even heard of. And I like to think of myself as somebody who at least has seen the clips of most big name movies.
Okay, but you haven't seen My Girl, and you have not experienced the trauma of, oh God, what was his name? I'm blanking on his name. But the friend who was a boy who, I don't want to give any spoilers.
Sounds like he dies.
But there's a whole scene where he doesn't have his glasses, and it's devastating. And we will cry about it together.
Okay, but is it more devastating than like What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
That moment, maybe.
It's a good question.
Oh, but What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Like, that just tore at you the whole movie.
It was literally Of Mice and Men, but worse.
But worser. It was worse, and then it got worser.
Yes.
Worser. So What's Eating Gilbert Grape, I think kind of the whole time you were just like, oh my God. I think for My Girl, it's a couple of scenes where you're like, oh my God.
Fair enough.
So you also haven't seen Rescuers Down Under, which is a special place on the list for me. This is my favorite movie growing up. And you will at some point understand that these are not Joanna's eggs. And if you don't know that they're not Joanna's eggs, you're too young to be talking to me.
You're too young, bro.
Young. Too young to be talking to me. Grease and Grease 2. And Teen Witch, which was Heather's special one on the list.
Favorite movie. One of my favorite movies.
Mm-hmm.
That one I can understand why my parents didn't let me see that. And I
on the Disney Channel, was it not?
No, it's some weird, like, one of those random channels we had back in the day created a movie and called it Teen Witch. I'm
So good.
obsessed with it.
So good. Have you seen, how many of like the old school Disney movies have you seen?
So I've seen a good number of
Like
them.
Brink?
Brink? Nope, that one I haven't seen.
Johnny Tsunami.
Johnny Tsunami I've seen.
Have you seen Swan Princess?
Yes.
Okay.
I've seen all of the Barbie, like,
Swan Princess cracks me up. She said, "What else is there?" How's it go? She said, "What else is there?" And you say, "There is nothing else."
I don't know. I can't
Write
remember.
a book, How to Offend a Woman in 10 Syllables or Less.
It is a
Every time.
movie.
wait a minute. I just want to make sure because there's 2 Swan Lakes because I remember there was a Barbie one.
No, so Swan Princess.
Swan Swing. Okay, yes, Swan Princess. Yes, I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
To write a book.
Odette. Yes,
Odette.
for sure. I've seen that.
That's a really pretty name.
Odette.
Yeah. I defend women in 10 syllables or less. We did not appreciate the adult humor that little.
Honestly,
Swan Princess came out. How little was it?
God, it was a 90s. That animation sucked balls. It was worse than Aristocrats.
What?
Aristocats. No, like the actual animation
Oh,
itself.
the animation.
I'm not saying the movie.
was that bad.
It's just old. If you look at it where animation is now,
True.
then look
Okay.
at the history of how the movies have.
Okay,
like,
true. But some of that CGI animation is just not it.
Some of it's been creeping me out. I'm not gonna lie. Some of it's just been. Now my fucking Instagram feed is just all AI, so I can't tell what's
real.
not.
What's not. Right? It's getting.
It's true.
And I don't know if the algorithm for Instagram works similar to TikTok, where like you build your For You page, but I don't like it.
I think it does.
Well, then it sucks.
But it also gets affected when people send you stuff. So now you're looking at videos we've sent you and you're watching them. It's however long you're on that video for. And it's like, oh, she kind of likes that. I'm going to give her 20 more of these just to make sure she actually likes it.
And if she skips by him fast enough, I know she was never really interested in the first place and she was doing a petty watch.
It's like 2 or 3 seconds before it like makes like a check mark. Like,
No, but
we
we all have ADHD and can't focus.
Yeah.
That's why the 10-second videos were tit.
Yeah.
I miss Vine.
What was the other? There's other Disney movies. Brink, Johnny Tsunami. You've seen Zenon.
No, she had
Never seen Zenon Girl, the 21st Century.
No.
What is that?
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Make my heart go boom, boom. My supernova girl.
No? All right. Well,
Not ringing a single bell.
that's to the list. What else?
That is a very good one. Are we talking classic?
Like the ones like that you like came on at like 8 o'clock on Friday nights when you were like a kid.
We're talking Disney Channel movies.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
I've seen all the Sabrina the Teenage Witch one.
That's surprising.
Classic. Both the old school and the new one that came out on Netflix.
Which
so good.
The new Netflix one was fucking amazing.
It was so
I
good.
loved it.
And Wednesday season 2 is dropping soon. Dog. They keep teasing me with all the trailers.
I need that.
They need it.
I need it now.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because it's the only serotonin that I can think of at the moment.
Did you ever see like Thumbelina?
Thumbelina I saw, and Thumbelina fucked me up.
Agreed. Have we ever
One of
seen?
my favorite ones? The frogs. It fucked with me.
Oh yeah, they were weird.
What about Fern Gully?
Fern Gully, I've seen. Actually, just watched that recently for the very first time. I had a little girls' day, and we built pillow forts and got stoned and watched Fern Gully. And it was a fucking delight. And 10 out of 10 recommend. Get a bunch of your girlfriends together, huddle up in your living room, make a little blanket fort, put up some little twinkle lights, and watch Fern Gully and get baked. It's a delightful time.
Good. So good. Have you ever seen Jay and Silent Bob?
Yes.
Have you seen Dogma?
I have yours.
You have my Jay's.
And I have your Dogma.
Have you?
Which, by the way, are why I have seen those movies, because I stole them from her house.
Have you seen Boondock Saints?
The cartoon.
Boy. The movie set in Boston.
Probably not.
All right.
Not ringing any. Who's in it?
Oh, it's what's his face from The Walking Dead, and I'm blanking on.
Is it the one with the bat?
It's the lead actor in The Walking Dead.
Hair, the brown hair. I think he has the bat. Yeah, and he rides the motorcycle.
And he's
Daryl? Is it? Daryl is the character name. It's the character. Yes, the character's name. I'm trying to pinpoint a face for her.
he's in Supernatural.
Is he?
Or no? Okay, I'm thinking the other guy.
Okay, so Boondock Saints, you definitely need to see.
All right, Boondocks.
That is land right up our Irish culture, like right there.
It's true. There's 1 and 2, I believe, right?
Mhm, there's 2.
Have you ever seen Biodome?
What?
That's a good one to get stoned and then watch.
with Pauly Shore.
Oh God.
Have you seen Son-in-Law?
No.
Oh, we're gonna have a Pauly Shore day. It's gonna be so good.
I love me some Polly.
You gotta be like toasty though.
That's fine.
Have you ever seen Little Nicky?
I love little.
Okay. She's saving herself a little bit.
I can wear my own. Dude, I bawled. I bawled like a baby.
Kangaroo song, and it gets me. And they have they have like a whole Halloween outfit, a whole thing. And I'm trying to convince Justin to do it because I think it's great.
Justin and Finn need to do it.
They
need to.
He wants to do. He saw a video where the dad is dressed as Ant-Man, and he kind of like goes like off camera, and then the son runs in as tiny Ant-Man, and he wants to do it, and I think it's great.
That's adorable.
Hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Because then you could also be part of it too. We'll just make you another character from the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, Mom gets booted on that one. Justin doesn't really want to do couples costumes, but he saw that and was like, oh, we're doing it.
Because the thing with Justin is he's a dad. He's a dad before he's a husband. He's a dad before he's a person. He is a dad. And that, I get, goes back to why you guys are always mom and dad. Because he won't take the dad hat off. So just blame him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He can't do it. He can't do it. Oh.
It's one of the reasons we love him, though.
Yeah.
Have you
I wouldn't be the same without Dad.
ever seen like Treasure Planet?
I love Treasure Planet.
Atlantis?
Love Atlantis.
What's the library?
Except those aren't Disney.
Oh my God, what was it with the books and when they come alive? Oh, Page Master.
Oh,
I did.
So good.
I haven't seen it since I was like 5, but I've seen it.
But it's a good one.
The Black Cauldron.
I feel
The
like
Sword in the Stone.
Last Unicorn. Oh, we're going. What ain't better is it?
The Last Cauldron and the Black Cauldron and The Last Unicorn. I have tried to watch both of those movies on 2 separate occasions, and I fall asleep each time.
Yeah,
Not my fault. It is the movies.
It is the movies. Well, they're a little
They go back. It's the same animation style as the
like Swan Princess.
right.
Yeah.
But Swan Princess can keep my attention because it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's funny, I'll stay away.
That's my problem. If you can't grab my attention with like what I'm looking at, you gotta fucking be funny. And I feel like that's how I wound up.
That's why Fern Gully is so good too. Like
No, Fern Gully's animation was tit.
Baddies rap. Oh, hilarious.
Well, that's just because Batty was our Lord and Savior Robin Williams. Rip.
Yeah, rest in peace. Oh yeah. R.I.P. Robin Williams.
If you think about it, like all of the best movies from our childhood had Robin Williams in it. Aladdin, Jungle Book, Fern Gully,
The Birdcage.
Miss Doubtfire.
Oh, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Don't be on the way, dear.
If it wasn't for the Pirin tablets, I wouldn't make it there. Have you ever seen The Birdcage? So good.
I feel like I have.
So good. If I will find a clip and play for you. If you haven't, we'll watch it. It's one of those like you've got to watch it. It's just one of those movies. Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get back to the question.
That was all my talking points. We hit them all.
We did.
We did. We did it, ladies.
We got through them all. Well, I think on that note, I don't know if you guys noticed, but over the past 20 minutes, we've all been winding down because it is just about our bedtime because we're old. So, I think on that note, we're going to wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, ladies, so much for being part of my episode tonight. It's been so much fun hanging out with you guys, chit-chatting, going over all the things. You guys did a great job not interrupting each other, and I'm very proud of you.
Which is actually a big deal because that's what we do. No, it's been so much fun. And if we are well liked, we'll come back. Let's see. Let's see if the ladies
I need all the
are
comments. I
everyone's
need
favorite.
feedback.
Let us know.
Yeah, it's been great being on here. I feel like there's nights where you could catch us and we talk for hours on end, and then you have nights like tonight where we're just tired.
Yeah.
But this is great.
I do have to make a request before we sign off.
Oh no.
I think we need to give Icicle his moment on camera.
Get the kibbins.
Get the Kibbins.
Okay.
Let's see him.
And for those of you listening on Spotify, sucks to suck, go to YouTube. But also, thank you for your support.
And also, if you think of any other great movies we should make sure that Ellie watched, let us know. There he is, the man of the hour.
He's doing it of the hour.
He's been here the whole time, guys.
The newest member of the family.
Oh, he has things to say.
You talking?
He went right to the.
He did.
He went
Had
right.
things
To
to
the,
say.
I was like, "What's this?"
All right. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, appreciate you all tuning in to listen. It's been a pleasure hosting as always. And until next time, peace out.
Bye. Bye.